Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life. We are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. Now, today's show, I'm going to freestyle this show, but I'm asking the universe to use me as a vessel so my words that I relate to you all come out right and you can understand where I'm coming from. I give a shout out to 7-1 Tree Studios and the interview I did with Mr. Frazier. I like to thank Aton Productions, High Frequency Sports, FlexNet, Chloe Pebbles, Sabrina Model, Shanera Smith, C. Smith definitely is going down. So we want to get started. And this is about the N word, right? Because you can, there's so many different opinions on the N word. Some of us say, well, it's a term of endearment. Some say it's negative. Some say we should stop using the word and whatnot. So I just want to give I want to inject my thoughts on the N word. And for those of you who don't know what the N word is, the N word actually stands for nigger, right? Not nigga, saying not my nigga. You can put as much spin on it as you want to, but at the end of the day, it boils down to nigger, right? Now, check this out, right? Now, you did have King Niggas, and I did a whole show on King Niggas and Prophet Muhammad, may rest in peace. Then you got the Nagas, N-A-G-A. Now, King Niggas is King, N-E-G-U-S. The Naga is N-A-G-A, right? You can look that up. We're not talking about that. Some like to say, well, when they use the word, when I say the word nigga, I'm actually referring to either King Niggas or I'm raising that Kundalini energy, which is the Nagas, and I'm projecting that within this universe, right? Might be true. That might be true. But let's take it on another course, right? Now, we all know about the Willie Lynch doctrine and Willie Lynch letters. And we know about the colonists, evil scientists, right? They created the term nigger, not for a term of endearment, right? But they created that term to represent certain type of characteristics, right? So what they did was they created all negative connotations in regards to all positive words that we used to call ourselves, right? Example, King Negus, N-E-G-U-S, was a great king. He did a noble thing. He converted to Islam after protecting Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, after protecting his family members. Then he converted to Islam. We know about the Kundalini energy, the rising. That was positive for us as well. We know about Little Black Sambo. Who was Little Black Sambo? Sambo also was a name for God, right? It said before anything was, Sambo was, right? That's an ancient term for God when the whole planet was called Asia. Okay. But what the colonists did, or Caucasian, or whatever you want to call them, Yakub, grafted devil, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. What he did was he said, okay, we want to take everything that was positive to them and we're going to turn it negative. We're going to make Little Black Sambo so negative that they would hate to even be called that, right? We're going to make the memory of King Negus be forgotten. We're going to turn the Nagas energy into a negative energy, right? And we're going to place that all within a man. Well, how you going to do that? Well, we're going to wait and not allow this man knowledge in order to read or write. Once we reduce his knowledge, we're going to continuously feed him with negative characteristics, negative traits, and negative information and knowledge. So now he will have form and expression, but in a negative light, right? Because why? The colonists are hunters. They will take the ivory right off an elephant. They'll go there and they get pride off of killing a lion. They will wait in the woods and to get a deer, duck hunting, you name it, right? But his most trophy of prizes is man. He want to hunt down that black man and kill him, right? So how do we justify from hunting down a black man and killing, right? Well, in his warped mind, if you have the characteristics and behaviors of a nigga that he created, then it's fair game because I shot a nigga, so what are y'all mad about? What was his terminology or definition for nigga? He said nigga was shiftless, lazy, cowardliness, basically dead, meaning mentally dead, and basically he tried to say that to the whole world that really a nigga had no purpose, right? So he felt as if he would be doing society as a whole a good service if he got rid of niggas in which he created, right? Seriously. Create the problem and then be the solution, right? That's his mentality, right? But lo and behold, wait a minute. Here come one that comes from the east, raises up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, put suits on black men, put knowledge in black men's minds, and called them gods, right? So now you was making gods out of what the white man was trying to make niggas out of. So wait, now societies and the rest of the world is saying, well, wait a minute. By your definition that you was telling us all about these black folks, how was the ones that was following the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Marcus Garvey and Noble Drew Ali and the great ones, how did they rise up from the ashes? How did that cream rise to the top? So that means that there's capability and much knowledge within, capability and much potential within the black man in America. So it wiped out his experiment on trying to create and make black men and women niggas, right? Then he said, okay, well, let me come with another trick. Why don't we get the entertainers to put the word nigga into their music and to call themselves that? That way, if they call themselves nigga, then they are justifying what we say, and we can go back and continue business as usual because you accept the term, right? Now, what I'm saying is, if you call yourself, if you choose in your mind to say, look, cause I done it, everybody do. What's up, my nigga? What's up, nigga? Nigga, you tripping. Nigga, whatever. Okay. If we say that to each other, okay, because we always talked amongst each other here. We had handshakes was a code. We had talking drums. We had to one another, right? But what happened was, once we put it in music and white kids were singing the lyrics to the songs that we created with the N-word, when they got around their black friends, they felt uncomfortable for having to stop and not continue singing along with the song because it's written in the song. So now they want to say it freely because they don't want to be hindered and saying I can say this part of the rap, but I got to stop at this part and then pick it back up. That's too much. I want to say it too, right? Now, if that happens, and they trying to push to make that happen, right? As we talked about that case with the Air Force General in Virginia when the black store clerk said good morning. He said, well, would it be a good morning if I called you a nigga? They arrested him, but the appeals court let him go because they said he didn't use it in a form which would cause violence, right? Okay, you know. But what I'm saying is, if we continue to use it, it justifies in their mind that we are saying, yes, we are all the negative connotations and characteristics that they created to surround the word nigger for a man to justify their warped sense of becoming the hunter and we're the prey because they love to hunt niggas. You get what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They created it and then gave it form and expression. Then they want you to behave in the way that they created it to justify killing you. It's a game. Right. So wise ones recognized that and said, no, you know what? I tell you what. Because, back in slavery time, that's how most black people got their names. Hell, if you was on the Jones plantation, you was Jones. If you was on the Letter plantation, you was Mr. Letter. You was whatever. And that identified you as his slave, and he felt like he had the right to do with whatever he wanted to do with you because you was his slave. So when you turn around and say, well, hold on, wait, okay, but my name is Shabazz. He was like, well, I don't have no right to claim to Shabazz because that's not one of our original names. Okay, I see you're free. I see you're free and independent. Let me back away from you. I don't know where you come from. Who are you? I don't know you. But I know Culpepper. I know that name ain't come from no Africa, nowhere, not even from the black indigenous tribes in America. So that Culpepper, you fair game. Now let's take that to Brother Ronald Green, who was murdered, savagely beaten and murdered by savages who lied to his family and said he died in a car accident by running off the road and running into a tree, while they found the prongs from the taser gun still in his back. Showed the video footage of how they beat him, called him a bitch. I mean, they beat him, and when his blood got on them, they was like, I got blood all over me. Help this motherfucker don't have AIDS. And I mean, it was a savage scene by savages, right? Now, let's look at Ronald Green. Let's look at his words. I'm scared. Wait, what? Okay. In their context of a nigga, they say a nigga is cowardly, right? Now, this is what they created. Okay, so if you say you scared, then okay, in their eyes, you justifying you a nigga, right? Then you cried. Then you stated, I'm your brother. He don't see us as his brother. And I'm talking about the colonists, the racists, I'm talking about those, the white folks, those white folks, right? I'm not generalizing all white people on the planet. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so in their mindset, they waiting on you to use certain terminologies when they are in front of you to determine if it's okay or who are they actually dealing with, right? Are they dealing with an upright black man who's not the aggressor but will fight with those who fight with him? Or are they dealing with a nigga who they created to be cowardly and don't have to worry about him fighting back so he can beat them to a pulp and not have to worry about getting injured, right? So, of course, they want you to continue using the word because whether you know it or not, silently, when they hear it, they say, okay, there go one right there. This should be easy pickings because he identifies himself as a nigga. Not niggas, not the nagas, or not any of our ancient traditional terms, the sense of the word. He's only because he don't even know who King Niggas was. He don't even know who the Nagas or the Nagas was. He only know who the nigga is that he created the characteristics for. Right. Shiftless. He not that black people are shiftless and lazy and cowardly. Nah, never been, because we can go back and look at the Zulu tribe. We can go back and look at Hannibal. You know what I'm saying? We can go back and look at so many of the greats and wars that was fought. We go back and look at the Moors, right? So we know that that's not the characteristics of a black man. But he and his scientists said, look, we got to create something to demoralize them, right? We got to create something that'll take their pride away from them. And then we're going to replace it with something that's negative. And that way we can use that negative so we can go hunting and kill us a nigga. That's the game, right? So you got to ask yourself today, who are you, right? And when you figure out who you are, and when you figure out how valuable you are and how much you value your own life, then you react in a certain way. Verbal Pick Radio, we're out.